Hello, everyone. My name is Dara. This is Dear Hallmark. You guys, this is my space where I talk about Hallmark Channel and Up TV and Great American Family and stuff like that, especially if you're subscribed to the podcast. But if you're watching on YouTube, you will be seeing a very familiar face. He has been here not once, not twice, not even three times. I think this is like his fifth time here. So we already know he got fridge privileges. He knows where everything is in the freezer. He knows how to fry up and cook the bacon. His name is Chad the Maurice. Chad, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. Funny you should call me Chad the Maurice because my nickname my entire life has been Reese because of Maurice.
Really? Yeah.
And when I worked in radio, a couple of my coworkers used to call me the Reese. That's what they called me.
Oh, so this is like the Reese 2.0 with the Maurice. Okay. Well, now you guys have to spam his Instagram and call him that in the comments. But so Chad is has his own podcast. You host the Great American Chat, which is a podcast that celebrates and talks about the movies of Great American Family. So how are my cousins doing over there?
Yeah.
What y'all got going on over at Great American Family? Anything you can update us on?
They they had movies every weekend in January and February,
Hmm.
and then they had a weekend. No, the first weekend in March they had a movie, and we haven't had a movie since. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know.
Mm. I'm wondering if they're
Last weekend there was no movie.
yeah, I was thinking because of their kind of Catholic Christian background, I'm wondering if they're going to take Up TV's approach and maybe they're sourcing inspirational movies to play during Easter time. So like
Mm-hmm.
maybe we'll hear
Mm-hmm.
something within the next couple of weeks where they may be like playing The Chosen or something like that. Um
Mm-hmm.
to honor Easter. I'm wondering. I'm wondering. It's just
Mm-hmm.
a theory, nothing
And
concrete.
and and they were showing movies from 6 to 10 during the week on weeknights
Okay.
during the
Okay.
week.
Yeah.
But now they're showing Fuller House or Full House or something during that time
Oh, so
period.
they're not doing that at
So I
all.
don't know. Yeah, there's no movies now on during the week now. So I don't know what's happening. Yeah, yeah. I
Interesting.
want to know what's up. I need some deets.
Come on. The chatster of the chat needs some deeds. So, Chad, before we get into our April movies, you were here for the March preview show as well. Did you get a
Mm.
chance to watch any of the Hallmark Channel March movies at all?
Yeah. What were they now? I
You
can't. What?
had Brooks and
What?
Kimberly.
Oh, I saw Kimberly's movie.
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
Unexpected Grace. And then by the time we're recording this, oh, I think that's all that we've had.
Yeah. I
So we
saw
haven't had the other two.
I saw most of Unexpected Grace. I haven't finished it yet, but I've seen most of it,
Mm,
I
hmm
think, or maybe half of it, something like that.
hmm I
Yeah.
really enjoyed it because I'm not reviewing
Yeah, it
the.
looked
Mhm. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, the first hour of it I
Hmm.
enjoyed. It looked good. Yeah.
It is, and I'm so happy to see Michael Rady back. He's just a dream. I love him.
I think right when I stopped watching it, the little girl had gone to the woman's house and introduced
Mm,
herself and said, I'm the one that
yeah,
you've been writing to." And
yeah.
she wanted to say, she said, "Where's your daughter?" And she went upstairs and snuck into the daughter's room and was looking around. But what's the actress? I forget her name. The woman, what,
Oh, Erica Durance.
Erica. Her character never told her that her
Hmm.
daughter was dead, right? At least as
Hmm.
far as I know. That's like the last part of the movie that I saw.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's an interesting movie, but I really, really enjoyed it. I'm not reviewing the Hallmark movies and mystery movies, but
Mm,
because we're talking about like I enjoyed it. So I think you will
yeah.
too. I think you will too.
Yeah.
All right then, sir. So we got April to talk about. April, specifically not just April, but spring into love.
That's right.
Hence your background with
That's right. Got the Easter background.
Yeah. So, just off of just Spring into Love in general, how
Hmm.
do you feel about Hallmark spring movies? Like, are those normally your jam, or are you just kind of whatever? How do you normally? What's your fare normally like on Hallmark Channel spring movies?
The Christmas ones are my jam.
Okay, you're a Christmas cat.
And I
Okay.
know those are your jam and jelly too.
Oh, you know it. You know it. You know it.
But as far as the other seasons go, yeah. Well, when they do autumn movies, the autumn movies would be my second jam.
If they actually did
If they did,
autumn.
yeah, when they used to do autumn movies, I'm saying.
I think honestly, so I think because of, and I'm being a bit candid here, but because of the lack of autumn from last year, hopefully that means
Hmm.
we'll get autumn this year in terms of seasonality with
Hmm.
the movies. That's my
Hmm.
hope because I hope that they saw how disproportionate the advertising was to the actually move to the movies that we got, because they kept
Hmm.
putting on like Fall into Love, Bucket List, Apple Picking, all this stuff. But yet we got movies that
Hmm.
took place in the summer. So hopefully,
Yeah. Yeah.
they'll see how we really actually like we really want fall movies. So we'll see if we
Hmm.
get that
Spring
this year.
spring would be probably third place behind the autumn movies,
Okay. Okay.
probably.
Yeah. Spring's really low on my
Although
list.
although I do like the winter movies. I forgot about winter. I
Yeah.
do like the winter movies.
Those have a special
Yeah.
place. Those are right after Christmas for me.
Yeah, I think the winter movies would be ahead of the spring movies, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So let's not let the people wait any longer because you are a master of this craft. And you may be asking, what craft is that, Dara? Well, for the Chad and Dara preview shows, we do preview shows a little bit different. So we do not know any of these synopses for the movies that will be coming out in Spring into Love, except for
Nope.
a picture of her because we included a picture of her starring Tyler Hines and Rhiannon Fish in our March preview. So we already took care of that. So we're not going to be talking about that for this episode. So if you want to hear our preliminary thoughts on that, be sure to check out the March episode of the Chad and Dara preview show. So, but normally what we do is we look at the title and who stars in it, and we make up our own synopsis. And what many people may not know, Chad writes his down. I make mines up on the spot. And then we see A, whose synopsis closely relates to the title, but B, what the synopsis actually is. So it's fun. It plays with the imagination. And Chad was on his game last episode, you guys. You want to make sure you check that out because he threw out some really cool ideas. One did include a male rocket, which threw me off, but he really good ideas that you want to make sure you check out in the last preview show episode. So, Chad, as always, I'm gonna have you kick us off with our first movie called Love in the Maldives. And it stars someone who ain't new to this, but true to this. We haven't seen her and I don't know how long. Jocelyn Houdon and Jake Manley. That's an interesting last name. Okay. And this is coming on Saturday, April 1st. So on April Fool's Day, right out the gate, we have Love in the Maldives. Chad, what do you think Love in the Maldives is about?
First
And
of all,
part of me,
Jocelyn,
yes.
I always get her mixed up with Natalie Hall. I think they have very similar facial features.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The hair color is different, but the face is
Interesting.
similar to me.
Interesting.
Like when I first saw her name in this movie, I thought, oh, that was the one that was in that Prince movie, that
Oh,
Prince with the big shoe.
fit for a
Yeah.
everyone says the
Yeah.
prince with
But
the
then I
big
said,
shoe.
oh wait, no, that was Natalie Hall.
Yes. Yes. I love Jocelyn. I loved her in When Hope Calls. That's when I
Yeah.
really got a liking to
Yeah.
her. She did so well in that. Um,
Yeah.
but
And Jake
guys,
Manley, he's a manly man.
that's
But I got to tell you, this is the second movie that they've done together, these two.
really
They did a movie called One of a Kind Love, but
Was
I
that
don't know what
Canadian?
network it was on. I don't know what network it was on or if it went straight to streaming or what, but they did a movie together. So this is their second one together.
So we already have chemistry, is what I'm hearing. That's what I
We
hear.
should be. Yeah, we should. And this movie was written by Juliana Wimbles, who wrote Splash of Love and A Dog Lover's Guide to Dating, which kicked off the January movies, right?
Splash of Love was kind of our pinch hitter movie. I remember it was July 30th. It came on last summer. And then yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Dog Days of Dating with the Lover's
Yeah.
Guide.
Uh,
That was our new movies.
that was the first movie of the new year, right?
Unfortunately, yeah.
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 Yeah. Now she's also an actor in this movie.
Whoa.
Yeah, because she's been in several Hallmark movies, so she's in this movie as well.
Oh, this is baking my noodle. This is so interesting.
All right, you ready?
I'm gonna eat pizza. You go ahead.
All right. So Hallmark is modernizing their storylines with this one.
I can't trust you when you say that. I cannot trust you as far as I can throw you.
All right, here we go. Chick-fil-A manager Olivia.
I'm sorry.
All right. She travels to the Maldives, and I know it's pronounced Maldives, but I like to say Maldives. So she travels to the Maldives to meet who she thinks is Tyler Hines, but is actually a Tyler Hines Instagram scammer using the account at Tyler Hines Official.
You're ridiculous.
After arriving, she meets Rashid and realizes the person she has been communicating with for months is a fake. Oh, how dare he! She has him arrested and files charges, but in a surprise movie twist, she confesses her love for him on the witness stand in court and realizes he is the love of her life. And it doesn't matter that he doesn't have the Tyler Hines hunky jawline or beard. Rashid tells her he has loved her from day one and will grow a beard and get a motorcycle, and they ride off into the sunset in love in the Maldives.
Y'all, what are we gonna do with our brother? What are we gonna do with him? What we gotta have a town hall now. Like what are we doing? We gotta have a quick meeting, quick board meeting. What am I supposed to do with that? Oh my God. So we got catfishing. Somehow we're on a witness stand for something. And we're in the Maldives.
And that was the first thing that came to my mind when I saw the title. I have no idea why. That storyline was the first thing I thought of.
A Tyler
So I wrote
Hines
it down.
catfish story?
Tyler Hines catfish.
I can't. Well, there's no way to move on but to move on. So,
hey, there's nowhere to go but up from here.
or sideways. I mean, you take a sideways too. So, okay. Love in the Maldives.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say this is about, I'm going to take plots from different movies and create it as one. Roll with me.
All right.
We have a woman who's down on her luck. She lost her apartment and her boyfriend all in one fell swoop. Her rich friend is just like, "Oh, you don't have to, come to the Maldives with me. My dad got me a house and blah, 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 blah. So she goes with her friend, and her friend leaves her for some man while she's on there. So she's walking around the island by herself, and she bumps into a surf instructor. We're going to call him Johnny. And so Johnny
Okay.
comes up and sweeps her off her feet and never puts her down. And Vanessa finds love in the Maldives. That's what I
Okay, so this is a combination of that Lacey movie where she's a
hmm
surfing and some other movies, right? Where people get dumped.
welcome to Valentine. At least she
All
would,
right.
because I
Yeah.
realized I didn't realize till afterwards that she never actually talked about getting dumped. She only got fired. But the synopsis actually says that she got dumped. So that's interesting. So I took what was supposed to be in the movie from that and then added it for this. All
All
right,
right.
Chad the Maurice, are you ready?
Yeah. What's it really about?
Oh, I'm nervous. Let me scroll down. Oh, this is a long one. Let me prep. Okay. Ray Parker, played by Jocelyn Houdon, has a very famous single life that attracts thousands of readers to her monthly travel column.
Ooh.
Reservation for One is the name of that travel column. And she is surprised when her editor wants to send her to the world's most romantic vacation destination, the Conrad Maldives. This sounds like a sponsor. This sounds
Okay.
like we got a deal with the Conrad. So she's an adventurous spirit, and staying at the luxurious Muraka makes it difficult for her to find the type of experience she needs to write an article worthy of her column. And it doesn't help that Ray is terribly afraid of the open ocean and a hotel that floats in the middle of it. This reminds me of what's that Paul Campbell movie, the summer one where he's the activities director and
Oh,
there's a
yeah.
woman that's there who's afraid of the
Yeah.
water. That's what
Mm-hmm.
that reminds me of.
Yep.
So wait, she's an adventurous spirit, but she's afraid of open water.
Wait, was the summary over? Is that the whole thing?
No, there's so much
Oh, there's
more.
more. Oh, there's more. This is a
But
book. Okay.
yeah, after a few failed solo attempts, Ray realizes she needs some guidance and support to undertake some of the challenges outside of her comfort zone. The Conrad's guest experience expert, Jared Joseph, steps in and makes it his personal mission to give Ray the adventure she's looking for. That sounds like that Sunshine movie because Paul Campbell's like he was the activities director.
Uh-huh.
And then
So
she
she's a travel writer
yeah,
in this movie.
yeah,
She goes to the Maldives.
yes.
And what she's afraid of water? Is that what you said?
Yes, it says she's an adventurous spirit, and staying at the luxurious Maraca makes it difficult for her to find the type of experiences she needs to write an article worthy of her column. Oh,
Okay.
because it's a romantic resort, so maybe she can't really write about romantic stuff because she wants to write about ziplining and stuff.
So she's there to write an article about this resort.
Yeah, they send her to
Is
the
that what?
world's
Okay.
most romantic vacation destination.
Okay. Okay. But I'm guessing she has no romance in her life.
Right. She's a
All
free
right.
spirit, so
Have a hard time writing about romance when you don't have any. Mm-hmm.
yeah. This was a book
Wow.
and I'm lost.
Yeah. Hmm. Okay. There's a
Um,
lot to this. It sounds like there's a lot to this one.
and this sounds
And
like a summer movie.
this resort's on an island in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, so I've seen those hotels where like each bungalow, like there's a little platform you walk out on, and the room was actually
Yeah.
built out of the ocean. So I'm guessing that's what
Okay.
this thing emulates that. Or it may actually be that. Like maybe I think this was probably shot on location and Hallmark actually, got one of those guys. But this sounds like a summer movie. This doesn't sound like spring to me.
No, yeah, this is definitely some summer movie.
Yeah.
I think some of these that are coming up are sound like summer movies to me. The next two sound like summer movies to me. Okay. All right. So what are we rating this one? How are we rating this one?
Mm. Um, globes for a travel writer?
Globes. All
Yeah.
right. Oh boy, this sounds wild.
Wild and crazy kids.
Uh, I don't know. I'll go 2.5 globes.
I see your 2.5 globes because this is wild.
Yeah.
I got lost in my own, like as I was talking, I got like, wait, what? This is a lot. And it's the first movie or the second movie technically in the Spring Into Love lineup because Tyler's movie is first.
Hmm.
So
Right.
yeah, this one's a doozy. Um, any concluding thoughts?
Um, I bet it'll have good scenery.
Oh, you can bet your bottom's dollar
Yeah.
on that. Oh, for
Yeah. There's a,
sure.
yeah. I think that'll be the high point of the movie, probably.
But maybe the emphasis is on love and not necessarily spring. We'll see how they promote it. If they do the same thing they did with Fall into Love, where they try to do all this spring stuff, but yet show us movies like this, it's not going to connect. It's not going to
Hmm.
connect at all. Maybe they're like celebrating the season separate of the movies. And it's just like, it's springtime now. So let's spring into love. And so all of these movies are just romantic movies.
Yeah. That's the way it's been the past a couple of years.
Well, it's just now making sense and it's just now settling because I'm like, where is my seasons? We're spring into love. There's nothing spring about it because normally you would literally associate this because that's why we have the seasonal titles, is
Hmm.
because the movies themselves would
Yeah.
be, would mimic or
Yeah.
convey the season that we're in. But I think
Yeah.
they're
I would love
shifting.
to see I would love to see movies where people are decorating Easter eggs.
Why don't we? Because I know we have one. There's one Easter movie with Brendan Penny, and I forget who the his leading lady was, like the Candy Factory or something like that, like the chocolate
Yeah.
thing
It's
that I want to watch. But why don't we have like Easter movies, New Year's
yeah, I
movies?
know.
Like there's little
Yeah.
things that I feel like we could do. Like that would be really dope.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah. All right, sir. Next, we
Wait,
got.
what are you giving it? What are you giving
Oh,
it?
I said I see your 2.5 globes.
Oh, you gave it the same thing. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
thought you said you're going to say, I'll see your 2.5 globes and I'll raise you
Oh, not
something.
yet. I ain't raising nothing. I ain't raising nothing yet.
Okay. All right.
Nah, sir. Because this one's too wild. Like it's too much going on. There's too
I
many
know.
different strands of yarn of different colors, and it's a little bit tangled. And it could just
Hmm.
be how the synopsis is written and that the movie is
Hmm.
fine, but maybe like the synopsis is just tripped me up. So based
But
off of that, yeah.
right. But I am curious to see this resort on a little
Mm,
tiny island
yeah,
out in the ocean. I think that'll look cool if that's really what's going on here.
yeah, yeah. All right. Premiering the next Saturday after that, April 8th, we have Hunter King and Chandler Massey, who I love
Hmm.
Chandler Massey in his Christmas movie that we got over the Christmas
Yeah.
season. He was darling in that. This one is called, though, Chad, The Professional Bridesmaid.
Hmm.
Chad, what is The Professional Bride? Or give us, do you have any little like tidbits about it before we go into your synopsis?
No, I don't. I couldn't find any information on this one.
Okay. Well, head first, you're in.
Well, it sounds like a summer movie to me. Professional
Mm.
bridesmaid.
Because of weddings.
Weddings. Most people get married in the summer.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
All right, here we go.
Veronica owns a professional bridesmaid business in which brides who have no friends hire her and her staff to be their bridesmaids. While
Love it.
working a wedding, she meets Sam, the groom to be, who she finds out hired all his groomsmen from a local talent agency because none of his friends could afford the tux rental. Sam asks Veronica not to tell Karen, his bride to be, for fear that she will flip her $500 hair weave when she finds out that Sam, like his friends, also has no money.
First of all, what you know about
Veronica
a $500
accidentally
hair
lets.
weave? What you know about a $500 hair weave, Chad the Maurice? I'm sorry, I just had to say that. Continue. I
It's all
apologize.
right. Veronica accidentally lets it slip. Karen calls off the wedding, and Veronica fears she may have lost Sam, who she thinks may be the one for her. Will Karen keep them apart? Can Veronica convince Sam of her feelings? Will Sam forgive her and give his heart to a professional bridesmaid?
Ladies and gentlemen, when he gets it right, I'm telling you, the man is on fire. Okay. You're on fire. That was so beautiful. I like that. How am I supposed to go up against that? Huh? How am I supposed to go up against that?
Geez. Well, I don't know how you make these up off the top of your head without preparing anything in advance. I don't know how you do that.
I
These
live in my
these synopses that you
imagination.
do.
I just
Yeah.
frolic in the tulips of my imagination. And so I'm well acquainted with it. Um, Chad, that was really good though, for real. That was really, really good. I was
Well,
really
I'm
like
looking at
that's
the
it.
well, I'm looking at the title, The Professional Bridesmaid. I'm like, what else can it be? Someone has to hire a bridesmaid, right? I mean,
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna switch it up on you.
all right.
The professional bridesmaid, we're gonna call her Corinne. Um, she is someone who has been a bridesmaid upwards of 20 times. And so she's the last one in her friend circle to get married. And she's so sick of her friends asking her about when are you going to get married? When are you going to get a man? So she randomly bumps into this dude and she like makes him or he like makes her lose a deal or like something at work goes wrong as they bump into each other where she misses an important call, maybe he spills something on some contracts, something like that. And so she says to make it up to her, pretend to be my date for this
Oh,
wedding.
fake dating. Okay.
You know how I feel about a fake dating. I had to do it. And so, they fake date through the wedding preparations as she's this bridesmaid. He sees how she's the type to really cater to everyone else but herself, and so he allows her. He through his encouragement, his kind of gentle wisdom and his goofiness and his snarkiness, he opens up her eyes to see that she hasn't cared for herself the way that she needs to. And so by the time the wedding happens, they end up falling into love or whatever. And he's no longer the professional bridesmaid because she
Hmm.
becomes the bride. So
Now, the title of this movie and your summary there, it reminds me of the movie that Rachel Boston did with Paul Campbell called The Last Bridesmaid. Remember that one?
yes, wait, because I made sure to
Where
watch that before dating the Delaney's. Yeah.
where she was a bridesmaid in several weddings over and over
Yes.
again. She
Okay.
was
Yes, yes,
never the
yes.
bride.
Yes. Like
Yeah,
27 dresses.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So then when I first heard about this movie, I kind of thought, I wonder if it's going to be the same story as that one.
Mm. Speaking of which, you want to see what
Yeah,
kind of story it is?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Just a reminder, y'all, this stars Hunter King and Chandler Massey. So the professional
Hmm.
bridesmaid. Oh my. Oh, this one's long. Okay.
What?
Okay. Me. Here we go.
It can't be as long as the last one.
No, it's longer. Years ago, years ago, Maggie Bailey, played by Hunter King, realized she had a particular skill set for being an ace bridesmaid, and she went
Hmm.
pro. Now she uses her talents to help brides navigate the tricky emotional and social dynamics that go along with planning their big day, in addition to the practical. Her latest client, Alexis Shepard, played by Francesca Bianchi, is the daughter of Columbus's mayor, who is up for re-election. Alexis's wedding promises to be the event of the summer.
Summer. I didn't hear spring. I heard summer.
I just wanted to let that breathe, okay? I just want to let that breathe. Alexis's wedding promises to be the event of the summer with lots of scrutiny. So the mayor's team hires Maggie to join the bridal party and help keep everything on track. But no one can know that Maggie is a hired bridesmaid. So she is introduced as Alexis's old friend, Maisie. Unfortunately, Henry Whittington, played by Chandler Massey, an ambitious local reporter assigned to the society story, is sniffing around, hoping to get close to the mayor for a scoop on the pending development of local parkland. To pull off her assignment, Maggie must coordinate 3 unhelpful bridesmaids and keep Henry focused on the wedding while hiding her identity, even as she begins to grow closer to him.
Okay. All right. To me, this one sounds fun to me.
Yes! Yes!
So wait a minute. So she's actually a wedding planner who gets involved and actually becomes a part of the wedding party. Is that what I understood here?
Well, they don't say she's a wedding planner. She just even though I think that's in essence what she's doing, she wants to take off the
Yeah.
social and emotional stress from the bride.
Right.
Well, I guess we'll see when the movie airs, like how much actual
Yeah.
planning she
It,
ends up
it
doing.
sounds to me like she's a wedding planner, I think.
But
We'll see.
she moonlights as a bridesmaid.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So the whole
Okay.
thing tripped me up with the local reporter. I was like,
And the mayor's
and the
daughter, and the local
mayor.
reporter.
I thought Chandler
But
was
you
gonna be
know
like one
what?
of the groomsmen.
Hunter is always charming and cute and funny in her
Yes.
movies. So
Yeah.
I think this may be good.
And Chandler's a oof, he can act his way out of a can of beans. And
Mm-hmm.
I know he's gonna kill it. I know he's gonna kill it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So let's give this, we'll do a bouquet of flowers since we're talking about weddings.
Bouquet of flowers.
How
Okay.
many bouquets are you giving this one,
I
Chad?
think I'm gonna go 4. I'm gonna go big. I'm gonna go
We
4.
we are on the same wavelength, sir. Yes, I was thinking 4 as well. I was thinking
Yeah.
4 as well. Yes, this seems promising. It seems lighthearted. It seems like it's not taking itself too seriously. Like hopefully it doesn't get too excuse me, it doesn't get too like dramatic in parts where it doesn't need to be because this seems like
Mm-hmm.
really like a light fun movie, which is what I
Yeah.
love Hallmark
Yeah.
for. So,
Yeah.
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 Yeah, yeah. Any other
A,
thoughts from you?
a light, fun summer movie.
Oh, we got to bring that back up. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, y'all, we're talking spring into love, but her wedding is the event of the summer. Like, pero why? Pero why? I don't understand. I don't
Yeah.
understand that.
Yeah.
Mm, mm. Well, I'm in any event, whether it's in the summer, spring, or fall, I'm excited about that movie. I'm excited. So let's mosey on down, Chad. We are on
All
our
right.
third movie of April, but our fourth movie in the Spring into Love lineup. And this one is
Mm-hmm.
called, I feel like I have to get my kind of like light, wispy jazz radio voice on for this one. This one is called The Wedding Cottage, and it stars
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Krakow and Brendan Penny.
Mm-hmm.
How are you feeling
And
about this?
do you know who it's directed by?
I'm nervous. Who?
It is directed by your buddy Terry Ingram,
Oh, they know more. Yeah.
who you met at Roma Drama in Chicago, right? Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yes.
he was at
Roma
Rama
Drama
Drama
Christmas,
Christmas
I should
in
say. Yeah.
Chicago. Yes, because we were watching Three Wise Men and a Baby, which he also directed.
Which he also directed. That's right.
Yep.
That's
And I got
right.
to talk to him about Chesapeake Shores, which he also directed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
And he did
he
a didn't he do a bunch didn't he direct a bunch of the Wedding Veil movies too, I think, didn't he?
uh did he do all of
I
the
think
first trilogy? Because I don't think he did
I
any
think
in this
he
second
did
one.
several. He did like three or four. I don't know which ones, but I know he did several.
I think he did the
Yeah.
first one. I don't know if he did the second one since it was in Italy.
Mm-hmm.
And then he did the third one, The
I don't
Legacy
know.
with Victor and Allison. Well,
I don't know. I just know he did more than he did two or I know he did more than three. I know he did like three or four of them, I
wow.
think. Yeah.
Wow. All right, Chad the Maurice.
All right.
What you got?
Here we go. Here we go. Geraldine. Now, doesn't Aaron look like a Geraldine?
AARP. I'm playing bingo. Name is that? You were killing it. And then all of a sudden
I'm
we're
telling you, when I come up with the stuff, the first thing that comes to my mind is what I write down. So that was the first name that came to my mind. So, all right, Geraldine and high school friend Benny get invited to a friend's wedding on Lake Huron. There is a mix up at the airport, and JetBlue sends the bride and groom to Southampton, England, instead of Southampton, Ontario.
hashtag sponsor JetBlue.
Geraldine and Benny, fearing their friends will lose the security deposit on this expensive lakeside cottage, pose as the bride and groom. Hilarity ensues as they and the entire wedding party and guests play along and try to fool the cottage owner and staff. Soon, Geraldine and Benny realize they have feelings for one another and decide, what the heck? Let's go through with this marriage thing. It's only for the rest of our lives. The movie ends with a double wedding, one over Zoom from England and one at the wedding cottage.
I love it, Chad. Chad, you giving me fake dating, fam. I'm here. Fake marriage, fam. And you're
Fake
giving me a
marriage.
Paris proposal meets the spring/summer. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about Chad synopsis. Is he killing it or what? Or what? Okay, let me see. The wedding cottage. Okay. We are in a seaside town in one of the Carolinas. We'll just say South Carolina.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And Karina and Jeffrey are bridesmaids and groomsmen from two different weddings who happen to
Okay.
have booked the same cottage. So
Oh, okay.
there is a scheduling discrepancy,
Mm-hmm.
and we follow Karina and Jeffrey as they try to take the pressure off of their respective bride and grooms and handle the situation themselves. So they become the mediators in trying to figure out who is going to be at the cottage. There's some shenanigans that ensue betwixt and between them. But ultimately they decide for both couples they're able to have their wedding there. And then they go closer, they fall in love. And so I see
So
your double wedding. I see your
so you
double.
got both couples booking the same cottage
Yeah,
on the
and
same weekend.
mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
I
they're
got
trying
you.
at first they're trying to duel it
But
out.
who's fallen in love? Because they're
The
already
the
a couple.
bridesmaid the bridesmaid from one party and the
Oh,
groomsman
the
or
bridesmaid and the
the
groom. I
maid of
got you.
honor,
The
sorry, the
maid of
maid of
honor
honor from the one
and
party
the
and the
best
best
man.
man from the other party.
I
Yeah.
got you. I got you. Okay.
So
Okay.
because
They
they're the
meet
ones who
for the
leave.
first time at this cottage. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yes.
I got you.
Yeah. And at first, the competing parties are dueling now, but then
Mm-hmm.
they
Right.
begin to become
Right.
friendly. Whereas the maid of honor and the best man,
Mm-hmm.
they still
Mm-hmm.
at it. But then they begin,
Mm-hmm.
their guards begin to come down, their defenses
Mm-hmm.
come
Mm-hmm.
down.
Well, that sounds like a fun movie. I like that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. You want to see what Hallmark is giving us for the wedding cottage?
Yeah. What do we got? What do we
So
got for
Aaron
this one?
Kriko and Brendan Penny, April 15th. Oh, this one is mad short. Okay. Okay. A wedding guide creator, played by Aaron Kriko, must convince an uninspired artist and owner of a special wedding cottage, played by Brendan Penny, to re to renovate the rundown cottage to host a contest wedding couple for their dream wedding.
Wait, what did you say she does for a living? She's a
A wedding
wedding.
guide creator.
What the heck is that? How's that
It,
different from a wedding planner? What is that?
it's so
Wedding guide
maybe she
creator?
writes for a wedding magazine. That's what I'm getting. Like she
Hmm.
writes for a
Okay.
wedding magazine and she creates these guides to help women. Like she doesn't actually plan the wedding, but she creates maybe the binders or the
Mm-hmm.
little booklets that women use when they plan
Okay.
their weddings. But she must convince an uninspired artist and owner of a special wedding cottage
Wedding card.
to
Okay. He's gonna.
renovate the rundown cottage in order to host a
Uh-huh.
contest winning couple for
Okay.
their dream wedding.
So she thinks the place should be renovated and he doesn't think so. Okay, got it.
Or
Got
he
it.
doesn't care. Yeah,
Right.
like it's just interesting that they're saying he like it's a wedding cottage. Like it's not just a cottage,
Yeah, it's
but
not
it's
a
a
cottage,
wedding
it's a wedding
cottage.
cottage.
Yeah, I love me a cottage though. I've been into the cottage. I've been looking at cottages on YouTube, like for real, for real. I've like,
Oh,
cause
really?
yeah, I saw that there was one. There's this. I follow this YouTube channel. I think it's called Apartment Therapy, and they did one in Philly, and the woman actually lived in a cottage, and I was like, we have cottages? What? And so she lives in a cottage, and it was just, and I was like blown away from there on out, and I just went down this deep dive of cottages and stuff. So yeah.
Now, what time of year do people usually go to cottages?
Summer.
Summer.
Summer for 200, Chad?
What is summer? Yeah, you,
What
you got the
is
right answer.
summer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm thinking Cape Cod, I'm thinking
Yeah. Yeah.
Nantucket, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
This was in no way what I thought it was going to be about.
No.
This
No.
this is
Yeah.
like of all the things I could have thunk, I didn't think that.
Yeah.
We have another wedding though.
Another wedding. Yep.
So
Another
we
June wedding in the spring.
what month is it? April? So I don't even know what to give this. This is just very odd.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, clipboards because she's a wedding guide creator. So
Clipboards.
how many
All right.
how
Well,
many
I like Aaron,
yeah.
and I know you like Brennan.
You got that right.
Brendan. Sorry. Um, I'll go three clipboards. How's that?
Mm, I'll see your three clipboards and raise you a half. I'm gonna go
Oh,
three
you're
and a
gonna go
half.
out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really? Even though you're not so sure about the storyline. Okay.
It's because the chemistry. I
The
feel like
chemistry.
they're
Oh,
gonna
okay.
have really good chemistry. Because
Okay.
based off
All
of
right.
their Instagram photos, they look like they had a ball and that they really established a good friendship with one another. And I think
Oh, okay. I
we're gonna
haven't
see
seen
that
any of
on screen.
those. I haven't seen any of those photos. Okay.
Hmm.
All right.
They looked so cute together. I
Okay.
think I think the plot in and of itself is wild, but the chemistry is going to be the main, like that's gonna overshadow the
All
plot and
right.
it's gonna really make the
All
movie.
right.
Hmm.
Got it. Got it. All
Hmm.
right.
All
And I
right.
wonder if this cottage and I wonder if this cottage will be on a little tiny island in the middle of
I
the
hope
ocean.
so. I hope it's giving like seaside romance, you know? Like
Yeah.
I hope it's doing
Mm-hmm.
that and not just some
Mm-hmm.
like rundown cottage in a, you know. Well, or like
Mm-hmm.
what if it's a countryside cottage? like a rural
Oh,
cottage.
not even on water. What if it's
Right,
not even on water? What if it's,
right,
oh yeah,
right.
yeah.
Because I'm thinking of like
What if
those
it's on like a
European
little
cottages.
tiny pond in the countryside? Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, I'm down. Now I'm down for a little pond cottage.
With
I'm
a
down,
horse
down.
farm.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Keep adding to the land. What else we got? We got a family of ranchers who are competing to
Yeah.
ride bulls. Come on. Come on. That, ladies and gentlemen, is Ride, airing
That's
March
that. Yeah,
26th.
that sounds familiar. That sounds like we might be seeing that pretty soon.
Yes. So, any concluding thoughts?
Um, Concluding thoughts. No. When you mentioned that the cottage need to be renovated, I
Mm-hmm.
immediately thought of some rundown, dilapidated little house
Yeah,
that needs
that
to be
he's living
renovated,
in because he doesn't
that he's
care.
living in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like a Scrooge, like dark, like he just doesn't care about anything. And it shows because it says he's uninspired. And I know when you're uninspired, you just don't care.
But then again, it is a wedding cottage, so it can't be too run down
Oh,
and
you're right.
dilapidated.
I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
take that
Yeah, it
back.
can't be. Yeah.
I
People
take
are
that
getting
back.
married there, so it has to be nice, right?
Maybe it's like just conflicting design styles. And she's like, let's just make it more modern. Like something looks classic traditional. She's
Mm-hmm.
like, let's just make it more
Mm-hmm.
modern or something like that.
Mm-hmm. It's a
Ooh,
1970s cottage.
come on, somebody. We're trying to
Yeah.
make it
Yeah.
2023 though.
It's got the crystal ball in the ceiling, the spinning globe
Stop
there.
with the different colors. Stop it. Yo, we got 5 more movies. We gotta go. Okay. Or 4 more movies. Okay. See, this is what happens when you do podcast episodes with your friends. You can just talk and then time just flies by. All right, Chad the Maurice. Our next movie, April
Mm-hmm.
22nd, A Pinch of Portugal. Just
Mm-hmm.
not a whole cup, not an ounce, just
Not a whole, yeah, not all, just a pinch.
a pinch of Portugal. This one stars Heather Hemmings, who was in Caribbean Summer last year, which I loved. I
Mm-hmm.
love that she's getting these
Heather,
destination movies.
she's getting a lot of these, isn't she? Yeah.
She was
Heather
in
locked down by the crown Hemmings, right?
Hello. I wonder what number movie this is for her deal. Because Caribbean Summer was already one, and now she has this one. Because we didn't get a Christmas movie from her last year. So
She had one before she got locked down. So this is probably her third, right?
yeah. Technically her
Yeah.
third, but after signing her second, or after at least after we
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
signed her
Yeah.
second.
Yeah.
Actually, her fourth. She did Love Take Two.
Oh,
I
okay.
forgot about that. So this is
Okay.
technically her fourth Hallmark movie. Second
She snuck
after,
one in on us. Okay.
yeah. And do you know this guy, Luke Mitchell, who's playing her leading man?
I have no clue. No.
Because I'm like, there's so
No.
many Luke Mitchells. We can probably try and find him, and we would still not, we would probably find the wrong Luke Mitchell.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know.
oh, I got a synopsis. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, you got one? You got one? All right.
I do. I do.
You're going to love this one because this one's wild.
No, I'm nervous because when you say that, that means you are going to outer space and Guardians of the Galaxy. So,
This one, I was just pulling things out of left and right out of thin
see what
air,
I'm
trying to
saying?
come up with something.
Guardians of the Galaxy. Go ahead.
Okay, here we go.
Go ahead.
Monique
Okay.
owns a Portuguese restaurant in
Get out.
Chinatown in
Get
San
out.
Francisco.
Get out. I was doing a restaurant too. Get out. Get out. All right. I'm gonna switch it. I'm gonna switch it
What?
up.
Why is this Portuguese restaurant in Chinatown? Who knows? I don't know, but we're just going to go with it. Okay. So she fears she is going to get sued for sexual harassment when a customer claims she pinched his butt.
The views of
Fortunately,
Chad the Maurice does not reflect the views.
fortunately, men, an attorney, a regular customer, and a Monique admirer offers to represent her and proves her innocence. Oh, you're going to love this part. While leaving the courthouse, she pinches Min's butt, looks at the camera, winks, and the viewer realizes that she was guilty all along. But it doesn't matter because she not only won the case, she won Min's heart and she got her pinch in Portugal.
I hate you.
Ha! There you
I
go.
hate you. I hate you.
Oh no,
Y'all,
pinch of Portugal. Sorry, I got the title wrong there. Pinch of Portugal.
I just want to apologize.
You
Y'all,
know
I'm so
what?
sorry.
I saw Portugal, I saw pinch, I said, how the heck do you come up with a story with those two words there?
I'll tell you how. All right. I got to detox from what you just said. Okay. All
I
right.
knew you'd love that one.
So much. Okay. Let me get it together. A pinch, a pinch of Portugal. I was going down the restaurant route, but in true
Mm-hmm.
Dara form, somebody
Mm-hmm.
has to be competing for something. So there is
Okay.
a Portuguese
Okay.
restaurant
Mm-hmm.
competing with, and I'll just say to kind of go along with yours, but not a soul food restaurant. They are both in the same district, and there's like a district-wide restaurant competition. And they, because they're right next door to each other, they also compete for business. However, and the two of them, like I want to give it like it's cultural realization between her doing soul food. I'm gonna say she's well, it's Heather Hemmings. So her doing soul food, him doing Portuguese food, them learning of each other's cultures for the first time. It kind of, food is always the gateway to love. So they, as they begin to learn of each other's culture and cook with one another, because she's lost her, and unlike much like our guy from the wedding cottage, she too is uninspired and is trying to find new dishes. And so
Mm-hmm.
now having this relationship, or the start of a relationship with um uh Thomas, she is finally adding a pinch of Portugal into her food. And that kind of revamps and revitalizes her restaurant. And who knows if she wins the competition? You'll have to watch the movie that will never get made about it. So
Okay. So when we were thinking pinch of Portugal, we were both thinking pinch like cooking. You know, we had a pinch of this, pinch
spice.
of that. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Now I'm wondering what
Of
Hallmark
herb and
thought when they
spice.
said a
Yeah.
pinch of Portugal. You ready to find
Now
it?
it's called, it has the word Portugal in it. So one of these two actors has to be Portuguese, right? I would think, right?
Or
Somebody has to be,
it just could be set in Portugal.
or just takes place in Portugal. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Let's see.
Okay.
Here we go. Whoa, this one is mad short too. Okay. When a celebrity chef walks off his show, prep cook Anna, played by Heather, must step into the spotlight and make the show her own with the help of her Aussie cameraman and Portuguese location scout.
Oh, okay. So no one's Portuguese.
Well, the location scout is
The location.
Portuguese, and Luke is the Aussie
No, wait.
cameraman.
Oh, wait. Wait. Oh, Luke is a cameraman, but he's not Portuguese.
No, sir. He is the
Okay.
Aussie cameraman, and it's just
He's
set in Portugal.
so he's Australian.
He's Australian.
Okay.
She's the prep cook to a celebrity chef who now has
Right.
to take over the show.
Mm-hmm.
And so there, it's
Okay.
set in Portugal, but they added a
Set in
pinch
Portugal.
because it's a cooking movie.
Yeah, that yeah. Is that false advertising? Okay. The location scout. He's also the location scout besides the cameraman, right?
No, so they're two different men.
Oh, there's two different people. Oh, that's two different.
That's what it
Okay.
looks like because it says Anna must step into the spotlight and make the show her own, comma,
Mm-hmm.
with the help of her Aussie cameraman Mitchell and Portuguese location scout.
Oh,
Why do we
okay.
care if he's Aussie?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. What? Yeah. And what's that have to do with anything?
Maybe
What does that have to do? What does that have to do with the price of right? Price of
hello.
rice. That's what my dad always used to say.
Not a daggone thing. Okay, how many salt shakers would you give this?
Hmm. Wow. Hmm.
This is like the
I'm not
first
feeling
one.
this one.
Yeah, this
I'm
is
not feeling this
weird
one.
because it could go so
Yeah.
many different directions, especially
Hmm.
because it's Portugal. Like, I'm giving it 2.5, Chad. I'm gonna give it 2.5 salt shakers.
Boy, yeah, I was deciding between two or two and a half. I was tied. I'm going two. I'm going
Oh,
two.
he's going to, ladies and gentlemen. He's
Yeah.
going to, yeah. Yeah, this just seems wild. It's crazy. It's only 3 lines of text, but it's still so wild. It's just the premise
Hmm.
of it all. So, man. All right. Well, let's move on. This one now, when ET of initially released this as an exclusive, it was titled The Spin Cycle, but it has since
Hmm.
been changed to Hearts in the Game.
Hmm.
So the
Yes.
title is Hearts in the Game, and it stars, y'all, I'm so hyped for that. It stars the one, the only, the incomparable Aaron Cahill,
Hmm.
alongside someone who I have been pleading,
Hmm.
waiting to
Hmm.
get back on Hallmark because he
Right.
killed it and right in front of me, and that is Marco Grazzini.
Right. Right. Also, let me add, this movie was directed by Stacy Harding, who directed Cut Color Murder,
Hmm.
Love Classified,
Hmm.
and also the first Mystery 101 movie.
Okay. That's a
All
that's
right.
a that's a interesting cocktail. That's a very interesting cocktail of movies. They're like three
Hmm.
completely different movies.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Now, when I first saw this title, Hearts in the Game, I'm thinking, are we getting another tennis movie? That's
I
what,
thought cards.
oh, you
I
thought
thought
cards.
playing cards.
Oh, as in hearts. Oh, yeah. I didn't think of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I was going to go to.
Okay.
I was going to take your route on this one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Because I was thinking tennis. Because what was that tennis movie we had last year? What was that? I
Game
forget
set
the name of it.
love.
Game, Set, Love. And then last month we had Game of Love because we both thought
Right.
that was going to be another tennis movie too. Yeah.
Right.
So they just like, I think they just like titles that have tennis, indicate tennis. Okay, here we go. All
Hearts
right.
in the game, Chad. What
Hearts
say
in the
you?
game. All right. I was struggling on this one. Okay.
Okay.
Lisa works in the cardiac rehab department of Dallas
Oh,
General Hospital.
come
Ding, ding,
on.
ding, 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 ding. She has a thing for Rocco, one of the cardiac surgeons. They butt heads over the treatment of a tennis pro who had a
First
cardiac
of
incident during Wimbledon.
you just had to put tennis in
I had to put tennis in there.
it.
Lisa thinks the patient should be running underwater on a treadmill to strengthen his heart, but Rocco disagrees.
Y'all, this is what we got. This is our brother here.
Yeah, that's what we came up with. All right. Lisa's crush is slowly fading away as Rocco gets on her nerves. But in the end, Rocco discovers that Lisa was right all along and that underwater treadmill running was the best thing for the patient. Rocco sees Lisa in a new light and asks her out on a date, and both their hearts are in the game.
I like it. I like his name
No way.
Rocco.
No way you don't like that.
I can like it. I like his name Rocco because Marco definitely looks like a Rocco. I like that they're cardiothoracic surgeons. That's all I got. But I still like it. I do. I
I was
do.
thinking, how can I make this sound more ridiculous than it already is?
Oh no, I'm gonna take a page out of your book for mine. So for hearts in the game, Paula is a professional poker player who
Okay, I
has
like it.
been winning championships among championships. And then out of nowhere, this kind of like no-name guy, we're gonna call him Cameron. He comes out the woodworks and he's just winning every match. And she's like, what in the world? I don't know. And so throughout the course of the tournament, they know of one another and they
Mhm.
begin to, establish relationship with one another, but they're still playing in other games. They never actually played with one another until they
Okay.
get their until they get to the final tournament. And by the time they get to the final match in the tournament, they realize that they have a growing affection, like they've grown an affection for one another. But does their affection mean more to them than the game? So that's what
Okay,
I
so they're
got.
competing card sharks. Is that what we
You
have
you
going
know
on
somebody got to compete somehow. Oh yeah. I love me.
here?
I love
Okay.
me a competing something or other, but they're not enemies to lovers because it's not like
Hmm.
they hate each other. They just know of each
Right.
other. It's
Right.
like okay, okay. But
Right.
then as they get to know as they get to know one another during the whole tournament, we'll
Hmm.
say the tournament takes place over the course of 2 weeks. We're not going to say a week. We're going to say
Hmm.
2 weeks, right? And
Hmm.
so they begin to grow an affection for one another, and then they both
Hmm.
end up in the final tournament match, like the final match. And
Hmm.
so it's like who they both have like skin in the game in terms of how much this final match means to them. So how is one person winning going to affect the relationship depending on, like
Hmm.
it's so layered.
I
So
I like it because we've never had a movie that dealt with card sharks or card playing or anything like that.
yeah, that's why I was like, let me take a Chad approach, like, because
Yeah.
I know we'll never see a
Yeah.
poker game in a Hallmark movie. We just won't. But I was like, let me drive Chad's car really quick and
Hmm.
do this. So
Hmm.
yeah, I went
Using
poker.
that imagination, I like it.
I'm trying, Chad. I'm trying. Now this is interesting because it was originally called the Spin Cycle. That was the original
Yeah.
title, but now it
Yeah.
is called Hearts in the Game. So I'm very curious about the synopsis. Are
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
ready?
Me too. Because those two titles sound like they have nothing to do with one another.
They are. It's saying one
Yeah.
is laundry and the other is like.
That's right. You got that right. One takes place at a laundromat, and the other one takes place at a I don't know poker game or something.
On
Who knows?
ESPN. All right, let's see. Okay, this one's like a paragraph. So, Hazel Miller, played by Erin Cahill, is a top publicist in New York City looking to build her empire. Okay, name Diego Vasquez, played by Marco Grazzini, is a top he is a top MLB pitcher who froze during game 7 of the World Series.
Okay.
He also happens to be the guy who shattered Hazel's heart in high school.
Oh.
When Hazel is tasked with spinning Diego's image, it might be her biggest challenge professionally and
Oh.
personally as she takes him back to their hometown in Ohio to deal with what they've both left behind. So it is about
Ah,
sports,
so it's about baseball. He's
baseball.
a professional baseball player. She's a publicist.
Yes.
Oh, okay. They go back to their home. Then they know each other from high school.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to their hometown in
Mm-hmm.
Ohio.
And they
Okay.
say she is tasked with spinning Diego's
Spinning
image.
image. Yeah. Which were where the original title came from, the spin cycle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Which I think I like that title better.
Me too. And this movie actually reminds me of one I saw. It was a Christmas movie this past Christmas season. It was either on BET or OWN, where she wasn't a publicist, but she was a crisis manager, like an Olivia Pope. And her college sweetheart, who was an NFL player, had something go awry with him in the media. And she was tasked, like she didn't know that
Mm-hmm.
that he was her next client. She just walks into the meeting and he's her next client, and they were exes from
Oh,
college. And so that's when I read after reading this, that's
wow.
what that reminds me of. Yeah.
That's a very similar storyline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that scandal was, I think it was like, it was more involved, it was more dramatic. It was probably like money embezzling, or like he was, what is it, like when college students aren't allowed to take gifts or something during like NCAA, like it was something very much more dramatic than of course Hallmark would do.
Mm-hmm.
But like the principle of it reminds me of that movie.
And then Andrew Walker also played a professional baseball player in a movie with Nikki
Uh,
DeLoach,
yes, what was it? Catch, perfect catch,
where
perfect catch.
where his career was on the downslide or something. He did something and screwed up, and his career was fading, and he goes back home,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So Aaron's giving boss lady, and then Marco was
So she's
giving like
playing a publicist.
chill baseball
He's
player.
he's a baseball player.
Hmm.
All right.
How many baseballs?
Hmm. Aaron's gonna spin this guy's image. I'm going 3 balls. 3 balls, no strikes.
I'm going 3.5
Mm-hmm.
because I miss Marco and I am excited to see him with Aaron because they are both A's in my book. So
Mm-hmm.
when two A's come together, it's going to be
Mm-hmm.
a 4th of July firework display. That's what
Okay.
I'm expecting.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, y'all. Well, that's going to conclude the Hallmark channel of it all. Now
Mm-hmm.
it is time to talk about Hallmark movies and mysteries. And we just have two
Mm-hmm.
this month, which has been par for the course. They've been giving us, two a month, or they gave us one in January, two in February, two in March. So these all premiere on Sunday at 7 p.m. The first one is called The Blessing Bracelet. Oh, two A's. I'm not going to scream. Sorry for anyone who's listening via podcast. This one stars Amanda Schul
Mm-hmm.
and Carlo Marx. And Amanda Schul
Mm-hmm.
is I have bias towards her because she's from Suits, and Suits is one of my favorite shows of life. And so I will always have an affinity towards her. I will always root for her. She's always going to get for anything in my book. So, and
Mm-hmm.
then Carlo, of course, is David from Chesapeake Shores. So he's going to get a 4. So automatically I'm
Mm-hmm.
coming into this movie at a 4 because the
Mm-hmm.
both of them are in it. So I'm mad bias alert, bias alert. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What do you
Well,
think?
I didn't do summaries for these movies, the Hallmark movies or the mysteries movies, but I'm thinking it's got to be about a bracelet that she has that, like, she prays on it and it brings her good luck, brings her blessings.
Because this is a Dayspring movie. I forgot to mention it's a day. So this will be Dayspring, which is Hallmark's
Mm-hmm.
Christian line of cards and gifts. This will be their
Right.
second movie in their franchise because
Right.
their first one was The Gift of Peace with Brennan Elliott and Nikki DeLoach. That was a
Right.
Dayspring movie. So this
Right.
may have and this is Sunday, April 9th, which I think that might be Easter. So they may be doing this on purpose. Let me see.
Oh, and you know
Yep,
what? I'm thinking,
that's Easter Sunday.
oh, this is Easter Sunday.
That's Easter Sunday. Yep.
So it's got to be a bracelet that brings her blessings. But I'm guessing she had it when she was younger and she lost it.
Oh,
And
okay.
then she finds it
Mhm.
later in the movie. There you go.
I'm thinking it's a bracelet that was passed down to her from someone who's passed away that
Oh,
she
okay.
holds on to. Yeah. Let's
Okay.
see. So okay. This one's a long one. Me, 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 me. So let's bring this closer. Dawn Spencer, played by Amanda Schul, approaches the Easter holiday trying to
Oh,
balance being a single parent while working to get out of debt left behind by her ex-husband.
oh, so we got Easter.
And
I'll
we
give
got
him a
something that was left
pause for
behind by
that.
someone who passed.
Yeah, that's what you said. That's what you just
Mm-hmm.
said. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Feeling overwhelmed Dawn unearths a bracelet she made years earlier and stored away. You were right. You were right. She created it using 4 beads with the intention of using each one as a reminder to count the blessings in her life. You were spot
Uh-huh.
on. You were spot
Uh-huh.
on.
Well, we both were. You got it too.
As Dawn begins to focus on the good, her faith is renewed and her life takes a positive turn. Thanks to the support of Dawn's church community and the encouragement by Ben, played by Carlo Marx, who recently came into her life, the blessing bracelets helped take her down a path she never could have imagined.
Mm-hmm.
I
All
like it.
right. I'm liking it. I'm liking it.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it. I like it. I
I
like
like
it.
it.
I like it. How
Sounds
many
good to me.
bracelets are we giving it?
Sounds good to me. I like that there's church in this thing and that there's
Yes.
blessings in this thing. I like that
Yes. It's the East, like
because
it's Easter from a church
because because
perspective.
because Hallmark's been shying away from Christianity in their movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the past few
That's real.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's you can and you can feel the shift in that too.
Yeah.
So it's nice that they're doing something very explicitly Christian to
Yeah.
honor
Yeah. And it's
the
and
Christian
it's
life.
about Easter. It's got Easter in it.
Yeah. Easter from a church
Yeah.
perspective in terms of Jesus's resurrection and not Easter from like a bunny perspective in terms of like chocolate and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. And the movies and mysteries movies are always good. So,
Yeah.
um, wow, I'm thinking, how should I go? Well, what are we giving it?
Bracelets.
What? Oh, bracelets.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll go 4 bracelets.
I'll see your 4 and raise you
No, you're going
for
higher.
4.5. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was gonna go for it. I was gonna say four
Mm-hmm.
and a half, but all right, all
Mm-hmm.
right, all right. We're on the
Because
same wavelength because that's what I was
yeah,
thinking, but then I went back. All right.
I'm ducking it a half crown because I just hope it's not too depressing or too sad. That's the only thing. Like,
Oh, okay. Okay.
I just hope it's not too dramatic. I know that it's supposed to be inspirational and hopeful, so but I just always want to hold out just in case it's not how it
Mm-hmm.
turns out. But okay, okay. Now the next one, we are getting another mahogany movie.
Mm-hmm.
This one is called Spring Breakthrough, and it stars Keisha Sharp, Demetrius Gross or Grossi, Ryan Nicole Brown, and Okono Dixon. Now, I'm familiar with Keisha Sharp. She was a part of a long-standing series called Girlfriends, created by Mara Brock Akil, which was like it reminded me of Sex in the City, but in LA.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Okay.
and she played there was like one guy in the friend group, even though it was about girls, there was one guy in the group that they all relied on, and so she played the girlfriend of the guy, so she was a recurring role
Okay. All right.
on that show, and she can act her behind off. She was also in Lethal Weapon when they reprised it as a television series starring Damon Wayans, and she played his wife on that too.
Okay. I've heard of the show Girlfriends. I've seen ads for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was an early 2000s show.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
yeah, the nostalgia of it all. My goodness. So, I have no clue what this could be about. This really could be about anything. And this is concluding the month, April 30th. And I'm not sure who I've never heard of the other actors in this. So, I'm not sure who they
Yeah.
are.
Yeah. I feel bad. I haven't heard of them either.
Let's see what Spring Breakthrough is about.
All right.
We got another single mother. Single mother Monica Rollins, played by Keisha. She excitedly waits for her daughter, Vivian, played by Ryan Nicole Brown. Okay. She waits for her daughter Vivian to come home for spring break, their annual tradition. Days before, after Wait, what? Days before, after years of tireless dedication to her job, Monica is unceremoniously fired. To make
Mhm.
matters worse, Monica is dealt with a second blow when Vivian announces her surprise engagement to Sean, played by Okono Dixon, someone Monica didn't even know existed. and she travels to the Gulf Shores for the engagement celebration. En route, she meets Clark Randall, played by Demetrius Gross, who also happens to be Sean's godfather. At the airport, and an unexpected flirtation ignites.
Okay. Where's she traveling to?
The
Does it
Gulf
say?
Shores?
Oh, the Gulf Shore. Oh, so it's down in Florida somewhere, probably.
Yeah. So summer. But it's spring break themed because her daughter is visiting her for during her collegiate spring break.
Spring break. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I like that aspect. I think that's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But dating your daughter's fiance's godfather, I just feel like that's too,
Daughter's fiance godfather.
yeah.
Okay.
So it's if they do
Well,
get
you can be
married,
you can be someone's godparent and not be related to the person, you
I
know.
guess that just still feels too like because of how and this is me being biased yet again because of how close I grew up to my god family, like with my
Mm-hmm.
godfather, my godmother, and my god
Mm-hmm.
sisters and brother. That's like like that's basically like a part of the family. So
Yeah.
she's dating her son-in-law's godfather. That just feels weird. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Because
Well,
then
the
he is just
mahogany
like a
movie.
family
Oh,
friend. So a
yeah.
godfather could just be a family friend. So there really is no
Right.
relation.
Right.
So, okay. What
Right.
were you going to say?
I was going to say the mahogany movies usually are good.
Yeah,
So
usually.
even though I don't know any of these actors, it'll probably be good. That's
Yeah.
what I'm thinking.
Hopefully it's a little bit more because this sounds like it could be lighthearted, like some shenanigans can take place
Yeah.
because it's like she's never met the guy. All of a sudden her
And
daughter's engaged.
they
Hopefully it's not too dramatic.
and they and they meet at an airport
Yeah.
unexpectedly.
And they
Yeah.
say in the synopsis that flirtation begins. So they better bring it.
Mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
better bring it. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll see. We'll see. Let's do engagement rings or rings for the
Okay.
yet another wedding of it all.
Okay.
I'm going to give this 4.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking four. Yeah.
I need to find out who wrote this though, because I feel like that's really going to determine
I
um
I actually tried to find out and couldn't find any information on who the director or writer was.
really
Yeah.
muy interesante. Hmm. Yeah, I don't see anything either. That's so interesting. They have to release it at some point, no? That's so interesting. Yeah, it's not on IMDb, nothing.
Yeah.
Well, okay then. Well, so we got 4 for Spring Breakthrough.
Yeah. I'm giving
Yeah.
it four.
So all in all, how are you feeling about Spring into Love? Like, how are you feeling now that we've, gone through the April movies? Because all we knew was when we last talked was about Tyler's movie, but now we have the
Yeah.
full scope of Spring into Love. How are you feeling about it?
I think it will be better than the March movies. How's
I
that?
agree. I agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
I totally
I can't
agree.
remember. I'm trying to think, what were the February movies? The January movies were all the wedding veils. What were the February movies? February was a good month, wasn't it? Yeah.
Sweeter Than Chocolate, A
Yeah.
Paris Proposal,
Oh yeah, yeah. Those That was a
Welcome
good
to
month.
Valentine, Made
Yeah.
for Each Other.
Yeah. I have a feeling March kind of went downhill a little, and I think April will pick it up a little. We'll pick things up.
I agree. So far, the odd months have been truly odd.
Yeah. Yeah.
January and March. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
agree. I feel like even though we received some wacky synopsises, I think we got really good pairings for the month of April
Mm-hmm.
and Spring into Love
Mm-hmm.
overall. I have to put aside my seasonal bias because we're not going to get spring. In fact, we're going to get spring from the Hallmark movies and mysteries movies and not the Hallmark Channel movies because we're getting Easter and spring
Yeah,
break. So
that's right. That's right.
I'll get my spring when those movies come and get my
Mhm.
summer from the Hallmark Channel movies. So yeah, yeah. But yeah, overall, I feel much like yourself. I feel very hopeful and
Mhm.
I'm ready to spring into love.
Mhm.
I'm ready. Well, Chad, as always, it is a pleasure having you grace the home of Dear Hallmark with your presence. Can you let the incredible viewers and listeners know where they can find you, where they can follow you, subscribe, keep up with you, the whole 9, 10, and 11 yards?
On the web, you can find me at greatamericanchat.com and on the socials at GAC TV Podcast.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a
What?
minute, mister. You said
What?
greatamericanchat.com?
Yeah.
We got a
Yeah.
website?
Well, I've always had a website.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
Oh,
I had a website from day one. It's been up for over a year.
Chad the Maurice. I had no iota of a molecule of a clue that you had a website. Well,
Yeah.
ladies and gents, go to his website. Now, I'm going to give you this moment, but much to my chagrin, I'm going to give you this moment. Chad, do you have any parting words that you would like to say to the viewers and listeners to take us home?
Any parting? Oh, you asked me this last time. Oh
I
boy. Any
did.
parting words?
That's why I
I
said much
can't
to
use
my
the same.
chagrin.
Let me think. Let me think. What can I say here? Parting words. Um, hmm. Oh boy. I gotta be more prepared for this. Let's see.
This is
Parting
me
words.
working your imagination now, working
I
that.
know. Parting words. Okay. Okay. When you find a penny, make sure you shine it and treat it well.
Okay. I'll take it. I loved your passion and intensity as you delivered that. That was so enraptured. I was just like, yeah, okay, when you find a penny. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Y'all, Chad the Maurice, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Chad the Maurice. For all of his information will be in the show notes if you're listening via podcast or in the description if you're watching via YouTube. All of the Dear Hallmark links and whatnot will be in those same places if you're watching on those respective platforms. So, guys, he's Chad. I'm Dara, and this will do it for our second Chad and Dara preview show of 2023. Ciao, my friends.
Bye. Thanks for having me.